Welcome to Liberty Audiobook, your place for powerful ideas in minutes. Today, we delve into the core lessons, the confidence code, how to act without fear and eliminate self-doubt, an audiobook designed to transform your understanding and application of confidence in your life. For too long, many of us have been taught a flawed concept of confidence, that it is a fooling we wait for, a state of readiness that magically appears before we act. We are told to prepare more, think more, that only move when we feel absolutely certain. But the truth, as this audiobook powerfully argues, is precisely the opposite. Confidence is not a prerequisite for action. It is a result of it. It is built in the moments we decide to move forward despite uncertainty, when you speak even with a shaking voice, and when you make decisions without having all the answers. This is what the book terms dangerous confidence, the ability to act without needing certainty, approval, or perfect conditions. In this deep dive, we will break down the patterns that keep you stuck and replace them with principles that compel you into action. You will discover how to stop overthinking, make faster decisions, use fear as fuel, and forge an unshakable level of self-trust. Confidence, it turns out, is not a personality trait. It is a skill you train. It is not about becoming fearless, but about becoming unstoppable, even when fear is present. Our journey begins with a fundamental truth. Stop waiting to feel ready. Take action first. The idea of readiness is one of the biggest illusions. It feels real but has no clear definition. How do you actually know when you are ready? Most people cannot answer that. Yet they wait, allowing days, weeks, and even years to pass. The audiobook reveals that readiness is not something you discover. It is something you create by moving forward. Think of any skill you have ever mastered. You did not start because you felt ready. You started because you took the first step. Confidence did not precede the action. It came after. You tried, adjusted, perhaps failed, and tried again. Action builds belief. Without action, confidence remains a mere idea. Waiting trains your mind to delay, reinforcing hesitation as your default. The powerful shift needed is to stop asking, "Am I ready?" and start asking, "What is the smallest action I can take right now?" This question removes pressure and the illusion of needing everything figured out, focusing you on the next manageable step. That is how momentum, the real source of confidence, is gained. Clarity, too, comes after action, not before. You figure things out by doing, not by endlessly thinking. So, make a simple rule. Act before you feel ready. Move, speak, decide. Break the pattern immediately, because the faster you act, the weaker hesitation becomes. This leads us directly to the second critical concept. Kill the habit of overthinking and decide faster. Overthinking masquerades as productivity, keeping you trapped in a loop where nothing moves forward. It is not intelligence, it is fear trying to protect you from mistakes. Your mind is wired for safety, not success. Trying to predict every outcome only drains energy and delays action, weakening your confidence. Every time you overthink, you signal to yourself, "I do not trust my judgment," which becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Decisiveness is a skill that needs training. No decision will ever be perfect, and waiting for certainty is a guaranteed way to stay stuck. Instead, make the best decision with the information you have, and then move. Speed is your advantage. The faster you decide, the faster you learn and improve. Recognize the hidden cost of delay. Every avoided decision creates mental clutter and drains focus. To counteract this, set a strict time limit for thinking, minutes, not days. To evaluate options, then decide. Simplify your decisions, understanding that most are low risk and reversible. Confidence grows when you see yourself making decisions and handling the results, even if they are not perfect. Separate thinking from acting. Use thinking as a tool to lead to action, not replace it. Remember, doing something is always better than doing nothing. Next, we learn to make fear your signal, not your stop sign. Fear is not an enemy to avoid, but a signal to be understood. That tightness in your chest, that urge to step back. What if it is step back? What if it is not a warning to retreat, but a sign you are at the edge of growth? Fear appears when you are about to do something unfamiliar, uncertain, something that could change your life. If you never feel fear, you are likely not moving forward. The problem is not fear itself, but your relationship with it. Most people treat fear as a stop sign, obeying it automatically and shrinking their potential. But fear often exaggerates risk, magnifies consequences. Imagine flipping that pattern. See fear as a signal to move. The moment you feel it, recognize it as a marker. This matters. This is where growth is. Acting in the presence of fear is the foundation of dangerous confidence. You will still feel nervous, but you move anyway. Every time you do, fear's control weakens through exposure. The more you face it, the more manageable it becomes. The cost of avoiding fear is always greater than facing it, leading to missed growth and opportunity. Start small. Next time fear appears, acknowledge it, then take one small step forward. This trains your mind. Fear no longer triggers avoidance, but action. You become someone who moves toward discomfort, expanding your limits. The audiobook then guides us on how to build proof through action, not words. Confidence does not come from affirmations alone. It comes from what you show yourself. Your brain is convinced by evidence, and that evidence is built through action. Many try to feel confident first, hoping the feeling will push them. But the truth works in reverse. Action creates evidence, and evidence builds belief. Without that proof, confidence remains fragile. Every action, no matter how small, sends a message. I can trust myself. Consistent, small actions, showing up, completing tasks, taking steps, even when you do not feel like it, compound into powerful proof. These small wins strengthen your identity, transforming you from someone who questions into someone who acts. Talking about goals or planning endlessly can create a false sense of progress. Action, however, forces reality, revealing what works and what does not. Even failure is proof that you are someone who acts. Focus on consistency over outcomes. Did I show up? rather than did this work. Track your progress. Over time, action becomes your default, building a deep, tested confidence, rooted in evidence, not fleeting feelings. Crucially, you must detach from outcomes and focus on action. Pressure builds when you tie your identity to results. If every action must succeed, every step becomes heavy with the fear of judgment or failure. Outcomes are largely beyond your control. When you focus solely on results, your confidence becomes unstable and anxiety-prone. Detaching does not mean not caring. It means shifting focus to what you can control, your effort, consistency, and decisions. This reduces pressure and empowers action. Think of playing to win versus playing not to lose. When obsessed with winning, you are cautious. When focused on playing your best, regardless of the result, you are free to perform at a higher level. Your job is not to guarantee success, but to show up fully and take action. Detachment creates emotional stability. Your confidence will not rise and fall with external results. Measure progress by asking, did I take action? Did I give my best effort? This mindset builds deeper confidence, not dependent on immediate success. When you detach, you gain clarity, flexibility, and resilience. Results still matter, but they are a consequence of consistent action. Commit to action, regardless of how you feel about the outcome. To further grow, you must accept embarrassment. It is the price of growth. Embarrassment is a powerful, often unspoken force holding us back, whispering, "What will people think?" Embarrassment is not a danger. It is a cost that must be paid for growth. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you risk looking inexperienced or imperfect. Most people avoid this feeling, choosing safety over progress, silence over expression. But avoiding embarrassment also means avoiding improvement. Reframe it. It is not a sign of failure, but a sign of trying. Those who grow most become comfortable with it. Remember, people are not thinking about you as much as you think. Your perceived mistakes are often quickly forgotten. Train yourself to act despite the possibility of embarrassment. Deliberately put yourself in situations where it is possible. Speak up, try new things, take small social risks. Each time, your tolerance expands and its power diminishes. Avoiding embarrassment does not protect you. It limits you, trading short-term comfort for long-term regret. Embrace it as a temporary price for a stronger, more capable, more confident self. The next step is to eliminate the need for approval and trust yourself. Living for approval makes you dependent, cautious, and constantly seeking validation. It hands control of your life to the opinions of others, weakening your confidence, which cannot grow when always asking, "Is this okay?" Approval is unpredictable and unstable. Real confidence begins when you shift from, "Do others approve of this?" to, "Do I believe in this?" This brings responsibility back to you, forcing you to trust your own judgment. Trusting yourself is built through action. Every decision made without seeking approval, every time you follow your own direction, strengthens that trust. It'll feel uncomfortable at first, breaking years of external validation. Accept that not everyone will agree with you. Agreement is not a requirement for action. Separate useful feedback from emotional approval. Approval seeking often leads you away from your true path, causing you to play it safe and lose connection with your instincts. When you eliminate this need, you regain clarity, decide faster, feel less pressure, and become more aligned with your goals. People respect those who trust themselves. This self-trust, not applause or validation, is the foundation of dangerous confidence. Crucially, control your inner voice and master your self-talk. The most important conversations is the one you have with yourself. This constant stream of thoughts shapes your confidence daily. A critical inner voice, filled with doubt and criticism, will pull you back, questioning your ability and exaggerating risks. It feels personal, so it is easy to believe without question. But your inner voice is not always accurate. It is influenced by fears and habits, designed to keep you safe, not to push you forward. Mastering it begins with awareness. Notice what you say to yourself, especially under pressure. The goal is not to eliminate negative thoughts, but to stop letting them control your actions. You can feel doubt and still move. Shift its tone from critic to leader, giving direction instead of tearing yourself down. Replace "I do not think I can do this" with "do it anyway." Make self-talk practical, focusing on the next specific step rather than vague negativity. Be consistent. Repeated intentional self-talk overrides old patterns. Separate yourself from your thoughts. "I'm not confident" is just a thought, not a fact. Your inner voice should be a tool that guides you forward, not a barrier. When your inner voice is strong, clear, and action-focused, nothing can easily shake your confidence. To accelerate this transformation, act like the person you want to become. You do not become confident and then act. You act, and that action shapes who you become. Most people wait to feel like their confident self, but that version is built through behavior, not thought. Your identity is not fixed. It is shaped by what you repeatedly do. Every action's a vote for the person you are becoming. Ask yourself, how would the confident version of me act in this situation? Then act accordingly, regardless of how you feel. This will feel uncomfortable, creating tension between your current and desired identity. But this tension is necessary for growth. Feelings follow behavior. The more you act like your desired self, the more natural it becomes. Identity is built through repetition, not isolated moments. Focus on small, consistent daily behaviors that align with your new identity. Stop defining yourself by your past. You can choose differently at any moment. Override doubting thoughts with action. Focus on behavior over immediate results. The identity shift begins the moment you choose to act. Over time, you will stop asking, "Can I do this?" and start thinking, "This is what I do." This is dangerous confidence. Stepping into the version of yourself you have been avoiding. Building a new identity through consistent action. For sustainable confidence, build daily discipline. Confidence loves routine. It is not built in dramatic moments or by fleeting motivation. It is built in the quiet repetition of daily actions. Most people rely on how they feel, leading to inconsistency that weakens self-trust. Discipline removes emotion from the equation, creating a structure you follow regardless of mood. Keeping promises to yourself builds trust. Routine simplifies your life, reducing decision fatigue and allowing focus on execution. Start with a few key, consistent actions, no matter how simple. Discipline will feel difficult at first, but every time you follow through, it becomes easier. Motivation is unreliable. Discipline, built through repetition, makes action automatic. Accept that discipline is not always enjoyable. Those boring, uncomfortable moments are when you prove control to yourself. Confidence grows from this proof. Recover quickly from routines. Discipline is about returning, not perfection. Protect your routine as a priority. Over time, your routine becomes part of who you are, creating a steady, reliable confidence grounded in your own actions. And when challenges inevitably arise, learn to fail fast, then move faster. Failure only becomes dangerous when you slow down after it. Most people pause, overanalyze, and hesitate, allowing confidence to fade. Failure is not harmful. It is feedback, information to adjust your approach. That information is only useful if you keep moving. The faster you fail, the faster you learn and improve. This principle is often ignored because people avoid discomfort, wanting to get it right the first time. But there is no path to confidence that avoids mistakes. Reduce the emotional weight of failure. It is not a judgment of your worth, but a natural part of the process. If failure had no emotional impact, you would act faster, try more things, and learn quicker. Build the habit of immediate action after a setback. Acknowledge, learn, and take another step to keep momentum alive. Stop expecting perfection. Progress is the goal. Focus on volume of action, not just results. Failure teaches you how to handle difficulty, strengthening your resilience. When failure feels discouraging, use it as a reason to move again. The people with strong confidence do not avoid failure. They become comfortable with it and move through it quickly. Speed, decisive movement, not recklessness, is your advantage. Dangerous confidence is about always continuing, refusing to let failure slow you down, and maintaining momentum no matter what. Finally, the audiobook emphasizes that confidence is expressed through your body, so strengthen your body to strengthen your mind. Your physical state directly affects your mental state. A weak, sluggish body pulls your mind down. A strong, energized body empowers it. Many try to fix confidence purely through mindset, ignoring the physical, but your body and mind are a single system. Start with posture. Standing upright creates presence, alertness, and control, while slumping drains energy. Consciously slow your breathing to signal control and reduce fear. Move with purpose. Deliberate actions create confidence. Regular physical activity builds control, strength, and awareness, teaching you to push through discomfort and improve over time. This boosts mental resilience. High energy, supported by sleep, nutrition, and hydration, makes action easier and decisions quicker. Pay attention to how your body reacts to nervousness and actively adjust your posture, breathing, and movements. Train your body to support your confidence. Dangerous confidence is not just a mindset, it is a state you embody in your walk, speech, and presence. When body and mind align, your confidence becomes stronger, more stable, and more powerful. In essence, the Confidence Code concludes that confidence was never something to wait for. It was something to build through consistent, intentional, and often uncomfortable action. You have now seen the truth. Fear weakens after you act. Doubt fades when you stop listening. And confidence is a skill available to anyone willing to practice. The difference between those who move forward and those who stay stuck is simply decision. The decision to act before feeling ready, despite fear and without needing approval. These daily decisions create a life for purposeful action. Your response to challenges changes. You no longer freeze or retreat. You move. This builds self-trust, knowing that no matter the situation, you will show up, act, and handle what comes next. Life will not slow down for you. Opportunities will not wait. The question is not whether you are ready, but whether you are willing to step forward without guarantees, to face discomfort, to become someone who does not wait. Because everything you want, growth, success, freedom, exists on the other side of action. So take these lessons and apply them now. Start with one decision, one step, one move. Build momentum, build proof, build yourself. You are no longer the person who hesitated. You are someone who moves. That is the code. Live it,